I'm logged into Scissortail as my system administrator, and I have my custom forms open. Let's open up this handbook acknowledgement form, and I'm going to click on the pages. And up here at the top is where I uploaded a file. It was a PDF file into the system, and here's my handbook acknowledgement form. I'm going to look over here at my last name field that I've embedded on the form, and I'm going to scroll down here just so you can see where it's at. And on the right-hand side, I can see up at the top kind of what different requirements I've put on it and labels. And then down here, I can see where I've attached it to the field last name and the other database fields I could select from. And right below that, I have my position on the form of exactly where I want it to be. Once I've created my form, my next step would be to create a workflow to send it on for approval. Scissortail HCM has custom workflows that are already built that tell the system how the form should be routed, what should happen each step of the way, what notifications should happen, and what happens if it's rejected. So let's go pull up workflows. Let's start off with a simple workflow. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and let's look at a time off request workflow. So here I can see over on the right-hand side the workflow for my time off request. Once the time off request is created, an email is generated to send to the manager. The manager can then approve or reject it. If they approve, an email is sent to the employee saying it was approved, and then just a different email sent if it's rejected. On any one of these, I can click to see the details. So let's look at the rejected email. I can see who it's going to. I've got detail about what the email is going to say. And over on the right, I've got tags that I can embed into the email, like that recipient first name, where it pulls that data out of the database to embed into the email. And then down at the bottom, it tells me once it's done, where does it go? And the last step is ending. So this is a pretty simple one, easy to look at, but let's go look at a more complicated one. So I'm going to hit my back arrow until it's leave the page, and then let's go ahead and we're going to create a new one. So I'm going to click the Add Default up at the top. We're going to scroll down and pick the timesheet workflow. And there's a few different options, simple, approval levels, and approval levels with emails. And I want approval levels with emails. And once I create this, it creates my workflow on the right already for me. And it defaults in the approvals, but I can change any of them I need to, move things around, do what I need to do. I'm going to scroll around here just a second and give you guys an overview. So this is a workflow that has 5 manager levels. So there's manager 1, manager 2, 3, 4, you get the idea, 5. And on each step, let's scroll back over to the beginning. I'm going to scroll down and let's look at the on split. So my first step is to split out the different emails, to send emails to the different people that need to approve. Once those emails are sent, there's that email, then it goes on for the manager to approve and reject. And then you can see when I click in here and I go on to the unapproved, this is where I link it to an email and I set a status. So this is how I can create my workflow. And then up at the top, you can also add in a step along the way. So if there's something missing that you need, you can actually add in steps that you need along the way. So that's a more complicated workflow to look at. And let's look at one more, just to give you another idea. Let's look at the Fmla Questionnaire. So this is one where it starts out and the intention is it's a questionnaire for the employee to fill out to determine if they're eligible for FMLA leave. So let's take a look at this first question. The first question is this leave due to an illness, an injury, a pregnancy, a childbirth, or an adoption? They can say yes or no. If they say yes, it goes on to another question about time requirements. If they say no, it goes on to a question about family. So here I can see the family question, and it's going to go on through the workflow there or on through the workflow on time requirements and ask a whole series of questions, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. And one of the last questions is, was any FMLA leave previously taken? If they say yes, then it'll tell them they're eligible for some. If they say no, it'll tell them they have the maximum leave. And anywhere along the way, they could be kicked off to the end where it says they're not eligible. But this just kind of gives you an idea of the workflow. So hopefully this will give you a great idea of how to create custom forms and custom workflows and how Scissortail can make your job easier.